Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Our Talks, Anthony. Today we're going to have a civil conversation. For those that are new to the channel, we make mental health conversations and content that's going to be beneficial to your personal development and just into your well-being, right? In today's conversation, we're going to talk about not every discomfort is a sign that you're doing something wrong, right? So you got to take in consideration because many people assume that discomfort means that they should stop, avoid, or even turn back, right? We got to take in consideration when we start something, right? Initially, anything that we're trying to do to get outside our comfort zone, level up, improve, etc., right? Anytime we start something, it's going to be challenging from the get-go, right? Because we're not used to whatever we're trying to do, right? And at the same time too, we're thinking about the end goal, we're thinking about all these things that we have to do, right? The credits or this or that, right? And it could be overwhelming, right? But we also have to remind ourselves that good things take what? Good things take time. We have to be able to understand it's a process, and let's kind of keep that positive mindset so we're able to approach the challenge rather than stay stagnant, stuck, and avoid it. So let's normalize the experience. So many people naturally want to avoid discomfort. Discomfort can trigger doubt, fear, or even that uncertainty. It often is a question that you're, asking as if it's something that you're able to even, complete. And like I said, some people kind of self-sabotage on that note, right? So experiencing discomfort doesn't mean that it's a bad decision. It means that you're simply facing something, like I said, that, you're getting outside your comfort zone. So I think it's something that we got to be able to take into consideration because as we're trying to level up or as we're trying to improve, we're going to have to be able to get outside our comfort zone so we're able to build our character and improve in other, areas in our lives, right? So when it comes to psychoeducation, the brain is designed to seek safety and predictability, right? So it's used to being in that comfort zone is used to doing what you're used to doing, right? So new experiences often activate uncertainty because they're unfamiliar, right? So anytime you're doing something that's not within your norms, within your routine, within that repetition of what you're used to be doing, it could be a challenge, right? But there's a difference between, like I said, discomfort and danger, right? No one's seeking no danger. We're not trying to push you, like, you feel me, too far, right? We're trying to do things that are more manageable so you're able to accomplish whatever the task that you're trying to do, right? Because I want you guys to take this into consideration because when you see other people doing their things, they're doing their thing, right? But we're talking about you, your personal development, keyword personal, right? So we're trying to focus on how you're able to improve, right? So the people around you, we blessings, right? But we got to make sure that we're doing what we have to do so we're able to get to where we need to be, right? So growth often requires, kind of that temporary discomfort. Like I said, we're gonna have to kind of push ourselves outside our comfort zone, really have that willpower, really have that encouragement, really surround ourselves around positive people, positive energy to create that long-term change that we're trying to get, right? So we gotta be able to take consideration that you're gonna have some sacrifices, you know what I mean? We're gonna have to let go of the little nonsense, right? The bad things, you know what I mean? Like you're really gonna have to tighten up on some certain areas, right? Only you know yourself, so I'll just kind of leave it there on that standpoint. Moving forward in regards to practical reframing, looking at discomfort differently, right? How we're able to, like I said, have a positive mindset or how we're going to be able to approach this more, right? Is instead of like immediately just asking how you're able to avoid this, like you're just trying to back out, turn your back, like I don't want to try to do this anymore, right? Really just ask yourself, what is this comforting? What is this teaching me? What's really going on right now, right? No one's calling you a wuss. No one's calling you, feel me, just trying to sabotage you and just, you know what I mean? But really what's going on? Why are you feeling this way? What's going on? So learn to distinguish, like I said, the discomfort from also to like the danger. Like I said, make sure you have that difference because as you're trying to level up, we're trying to improve, right? So we're trying to get outside of the comfort zone. So it's nothing about danger, right? We're just trying to, like I said, really just change our mentality, which is, like I said, uncomfortable sometimes, but we have to kind of push through and realize too, there is support out there for that growth process, right? So when it comes to that situations in regards to, like I said, your well-being, feeling threatened. Moving forward in regards to micro action, because we know better, we tend to do better, right? So think about a situation that feels, uncomforting right now. Why am I stagnant? Why am I stuck? Why am I hesitating to level up? Why can I go to school? Why am I not trying to get a job? Why am I not trying to get my license, right? There's so many different things that are going on in this world and going on in people's lives, right? So think about yourself. And then ask yourself a follow-up question, right? Is that if this is discomforting, you're right? Or is this something that is from danger, like holding me back, like I just don't even do it, right? Or is this something that's like kind of preventing my growth? What's really going on, really? So question your thoughts, right? Critical thinking is very important. We have to be able to like rationalize what's going on because if we stagnant, and we're just looking at life progress and things are just moving, right? But we're just in one place. What's really going on, right? So it's not for you to beat yourself up, but it's like have some compassion and have some understanding. But we have to be able to think about, what's going on, right? In regards to that note, right, another follow-up step is going to be moving forward in regards to, like I said, trying to pursue taking action. Things are not going to happen if you don't take action, right? So there's people out there for support. look, you feel me? Get on that computer, right? Read quick some research, right? Ask a friend, talk to someone about this, right? And start to really put things together, right? So you really got to take action. You really got to accommodate for yourself. You got to advocate for yourself, right? Closed mouths don't get what? Fed, right? So we have to really have, like, you feel me? And I want you to take a note on this, right? The starting the process, the thing that you're doing in the beginning, right, sets you up for where you're going to be at, where you're trying to be, right? So you have to really have that compassion, that understanding, like, yo, the things that you're doing today really are adding into the bigger picture. Because it's like, yo, even for instance, for people out there that have a channel on the back end, right? You for subscribers, put all that stuff to the side, right? But it's like you made a video and you put that energy into the world, hopefully on a positive note, right? And then before you know it, you have 50 videos, 100 videos, 500 videos, right? So it's just like the little things that you do today, like I said, finding manageable things to really take action, really having that positive mindset, really making that switch to that change that you're desiring, it really make the difference. I really want us to take that in consideration, because we're focusing on the big picture, but focus on what's in front of you, focus on what's on your plate, right? Do the little things right now that can set you up for, like I said, the end goal. We gotta take action. In regards to just wrapping up this video, I really want to take consideration once again about discomfort. It's not always evidence that you're doing something wrong. It's something that you're doing something right, right? You're trying to be able to, like I said, rationalize critical thinking, right? I'm at where I'm at. I keep avoiding this. I keep avoiding that. I'm not being able to seek support. We're able to think about why we feel the way we feel, right? Processing our emotions, right? On the back end, you feel me? Right, get a journal, write how you feel, write these things down, right? And I always advocate, like I said, for therapy, because you feel me, talking to someone that is a professional in a conducive environment, so you're able to have that safe space to progress in regards to your growth, right? So if you found this video beneficial, give it a thumbs up, share it possible, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.